want to roast coffee with me today? On a grill, inside of a grill? Okay, let's go do it. Come on now. A little bit of my setup. So first thing, what I've got here is just my grill, okay? I've got my drum that's inside of this grill, and it's on a rotisserie spit rod. I'm gonna pull it off here so you can take a look. Check it out. This is it. Actually, there's probably a bean in here that got stuck. I thought I heard it tumbling around. There it is. Yep. So what this does is this opens up from one end here. The raw coffee beans are going to go inside of here, which I'm going to show you momentarily. Actually, right inside there, not up here. Close this up, right? Latch it closed. Put this back up here. And when the grill's all hot and ready, and it's properly leveled, the coffee roasts under heat. Just like that. Okay, so just for some of my initial setup, one of the first things I do is I always make sure that my grill is completely level. I do have some ways to adjust it underneath. And it looks like it is. I had to make a couple of adjustments today just because the weather changes and stuff like that with moisture and whatnot. So it is important for everybody to have really good, consistently roasted coffee. So always check to make sure that the grill is level. All right, so one of the most important tools I have here, which is actually a very simple tool when I'm roasting coffee, is just a timer. This one's a digital timer. So the time that the coffee is inside this drum, and once this door closes, this lid, I'll push the timer so that I know exactly when the process is getting started, and that's going to help me throughout the roasting process. All right, so in addition to having a timer, I also have my secret sauce chart. It's my roasting charts that I use, and what it is it's some very specific parameters for roasting coffee on a grill. And so what I've got here basically is, depending on how many pounds of coffee I'm going to roast, so today I'm going to do 8 pounds, is going to determine how long that process should be. And it's also going to give me development times that I can use, which is going to be very specific to creating a roasting profile for the coffee that I use in the coffee trailer. Okay, now that we have everything pretty much ready to go, our grill is leveled, right? We've got ourselves our electric for our motor that's already connected here. Timer's all set. We've got the gas turned on down below. We're gonna go ahead, and just like you would an oven at home, we're gonna go ahead and preheat the grill or do a charge temperature to the temperature that we're gonna start when we roast our coffee. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get this started. All right, so when you're roasting coffee, it's pretty hot back here. When you're roasting coffee on a grill, or if you're just roasting coffee in general, it's really good to have a very accurate temperature reading. So the one that actually comes with the grill, it's not very accurate. It's actually junk. So I've got a kind of a fancy one that gives me very specific readings. I mean, I could just turn the heat just the slightest, and this thing will react to it. So very important when it comes to charging the grill to the specific preheat temperature that you need to roast your coffee, and to see where your coffee is at in the roasting process. All right, since I'm doing an 8-pound roast today, I pretty much have a pretty good idea of where exactly all of my temperature gauges need to be set to preheat or set my charge temperature for roasting. So once everything's all set and ready to go, I want to close this immediately and then go ahead and start turning my drum so everything can be evenly heated. Okay, so excuse me, while the grill over here is preheating and getting to its charge temperature, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys our House Rock blend, which is the one that we use. We sell it online and we use it in the trailer. So this is what the raw green beans look like, okay? It smells a little bit like hay, it smells kind of sweet. And what we're going to do is I have created what is called a roast profile for this coffee. So I'm not necessarily roasting to say that it's going to be light, medium, or dark. With this one, it actually happens to be more of a medium roasted coffee, but I'm roasting to origin characteristics or flavors that are innately inside the bean that we're bringing out in the roasting process. And with that being said, it ends up being more of a medium roasted coffee blend. Okay, so it looks like our grill is up to the charge temperature that we want. So I'm going to go ahead and get my gloves on for safety reasons because I don't want to get burned, obviously. And I'm going to pull the drum out of here. Stop the motor from moving. Let the gas stay on. I'm going to open up my drum over here. See this? Alright, I'm going to open up my drum, which I've got open right here. And I'm going to go ahead and dump these coffee beans right inside this drum. Close this sucker up. Get my timer ready to go. Open this up. And once I get the coffee in here, like so. Once the coffee is in, I immediately close this, start the rotation of the drum, and I start my timer. Okay, one other thing I wanted to mention earlier, sorry there's a lot of background noise over here, is that once you get your charge temperature and you drop the beans inside of the roasting drum and you put it in the grill, it's not necessarily going to be like a set it and forget it sort of process. So as an example, knowing where I'm at right now, given my time and with this type of roast and the length and where I need to be in regards to my temperatures for everything to achieve the correct process so that the coffee comes out the way it's supposed to. I oftentimes have to make really small micro adjustments. So I'm going to do one of those in about 15 seconds. And all it is a slight turn of the knob so that I know exactly which temperatures I need to be at throughout the process. And there it is. That's all it takes. But I know that the thermometer that I have is very sensitive, and it will pick up those smallest adjustments in temperature change. And that is essential to roasting coffee that is roasted correctly and goes through the processes correctly and comes out very consistent every time I roast on a grill. Perfect. Excellent. That's where I want to be. All right, so right now we have entered what is called our first crack, okay? So it basically means that the beans have gone through sort of this endothermic process where they're taking in heat to this exothermic process of when all the water that's trapped inside the bean sort of starts to vaporize. And that's what it sounds like, kind of popcorn popping or snapping. You might be able to hear a little bit. This one's a little bit of a quieter sort of first crack type of blend. I could hear a little bit right there just a second ago. But anyway, once our first crack starts, then determines our development phase, which also is going to be the length at which we're going to continue to roast. So that way we need to know how long our development process is going to be so we can target those specific flavor profiles that we want. And then from there, we're going to pull the coffee off the grill, pour it into our cooling drum, and then start to cool the coffee pretty quickly. Oh, there it is. There it is. Right? Hopefully you can hear that. First crack. All right, I'm going to get ready to start pulling the coffee off the grill. We're going to start cooling it. Get my fans going here. There we go. From the drum to the cooling bin. Oh, that looks so good. Nice. All right, so I'm going to cut a big industrial fan inside here. Basically, I'm just cooling my coffee because I don't want it to continue to roast. And also, there's kind of like a really tightly woven sort of netting. And what that does is it captures all the silver skin, the chaff, kind of like a peanut that's on side of the coffee bean.